Hello, welcome and thank you for checking out our The Pay page. That as you're going to see, there's 3 videos here, and this being the first one, and then there's an actual formal CTFO training video. It's the last one on the page, and don't do it now, but you're going to see right underneath this one is the companion sheet. That's where the numbers on this little sheet come from. But don't get it yet. Just let this unfold for a minute, because I want to ask you a couple of questions before we start. First, would it be okay if you never had to go to work again, ever? Would it be okay if you never had to worry about money and bills, or if you have children, making money a decision-making factor in how big the Christmas is going to be, because that's coming up as of this video? Would those things be okay? And if you're saying to yourself, well, yeah, how do you do that? It's simple. Look, all you have to do is start out knowing that you want to accumulate about 20,000 people, 2,000 people in your growing little business here. And before you get like, what? Let me explain this. We already know you don't know how to do that. No one knows how to do that when they first start out, but you can learn. How do I know that? Well, because you've learned how to use a smartphone, you've learned how to use the internet, you've learned how to use GPS most likely, you've learned how to drive a car. You can learn a simple system if someone's there to teach you literally step by step, word for word, and hold your hand through it, right? Anybody can do that. So what are the steps? Here you go. To do this, all you really need to do is know that you're going to go out and you're going to start by introducing 3 people to fantastic products that they want, and then add 2 more, and do that in about 90 days, okay? And then what you're going to do is what we call rinse and repeat 5 times. What does that mean? You're going to see. So what happens if you do that? Well, first let's consider something else. Business. What's the purpose of a business in your mind? And if you're thinking just knee-jerk reaction is, well, it's to be the boss, get rich, be able to sleep in, be in control. That's the outcome of a good business. That's not the purpose of a business. The actual purpose of a business is to find something as many people, as wide a market as you can find, want and are willing to pay for, and you are in the middle of that flow of money. Does that make sense? Because if it does, here's the next thing you need to know. In CTFO, we're going to talk about, for the snapshot of this picture, $100 a month, and they call it business volume, moving through your business per person. And out of that, 50 of it is called commissionable volume. Now here's the cool thing about CTFO, that I haven't seen this in any other company. The company says, out of this 100, we're taking 50 and calling it commissionable volume. So the difference is $50, right? CTFO says, you know what? We can live on our half. We can pay for the product to be made. We can keep the lights on, pay the staff, cover the utilities and all that stuff. Meaning, this 50 commissionable volume is paid out 100% through the business system. It's very cool. Later, if you're not familiar with that sort of thing, you will become so, and you're going to be going, wow, now that's cool. And so, moving on. All right, so we've got this simple system. Find a total of 5 people, 90 days, rinse and repeat. What is that going to do for you? Well, let me ask you this. In your mind, without whipping out a calculator, if you've got 5 people and you got them in 90 days, and then they're going to rinse and repeat 5 times, meaning they're going to get their 5, their 5. How many people at the end of 5 do you have? Save you some time. 3,095 people. And we would call that, if you do that, you are a megastar, let me tell you. And I will tell you, that's not a duplicatable thing for those of you who are still in MLM duplication land. This is, your business took on a life of its own, and it's going to, all right? But now, let's just say that your team just isn't quite all there in effectiveness, and you're only, say, 50% effective. Now I do use a little cheat sheet here. And you know what? We're going to call that person a superstar. And it means you're going to have 1,952 people in your organization. Now let me tell you this. Vicki and I have been in network marketing full-time since 1995. This is called a micro group in the big picture of things. So I don't want you to think, oh wow, that's a lot of people. It is in the beginning, but as you go along, not so much. But we'll see what financially that does for you here in a minute. All right, so now maybe your team isn't quite up to speed yet, and so 20% effective. That means swing and miss 8 out of 10 times. 80 out of 100, no joy, okay? What does that do for you? Well, we're going to call you an all-star for starters, because that's still good. If you're playing baseball, that puts you into the big money. And you're going to have 780 people on your team. All right, well, what if it's not quite that good and you're 5% effective? Well, we're still going to call you a star, okay? And you're going to have a total of 195 people. And we're going to talk about what is the money that this means to you. But maybe you're just a player, all right? For now, you're just a player. 2.5% effective. That means you're going to have a total of 97 people, all right? What does that mean to you? Okay, it's amazing. At this stage, now let's talk one more time about this real quick. What kind of products? Well, obviously we're starting out talking about CBD, cannabidiol. And with CTFO, they're using U.S. grown whole plant CBD. And we actually have world patented exclusive products it's called the 10X Pure. And what it does is it means, in the terms of CBD, like 500 milligrams of CBD oil, no matter what oil it is. Oil's not water soluble. We are mostly water. So studies show us that about 10% out of that 500 milligrams gets absorbed into our body. But look what it does for us. It's incredible. Good CBD is incredible. The 10X Pure is basically 10 times more effective, more absorbable. So out of that 500 milligrams, 450 to 500 of it gets into your body. So then we also have diet products, weight loss products, pain products, pet products, hair regrowth products. Believe me, if you can't find something to move $100 a month through your business, you're not trying. Because right now, CTFO has about 650,000 people, which is still a small company, not even 1 million yet. Out of that, about 350,000 of them are ordering every month. And the average orders going through CTFO right now, not because they have to, but because they want it, is between 150 and 250 a month, because they want the CBD in the hair, they want the CBD in the vitamins, they want the CBD in the weight loss, whatever it is. All right, so with that being said, look, player level, 2.5%. Imagine that. Over 95% of the time, swing and miss is still going to be worth $281 a month, okay, to you. Now, let's do quick mental math. If you're earning $281 and you're in the $100 a month range yourself, doesn't that mean you're still making $181 profit in your pocket and your product is free? Yes, it's cool. All right, now, how about star? 5%, 95% swing and miss. 5% hit it out of the park, right? That pays you $505 a month. Okay? I don't know, what would you have to have in the bank to be churning out $505 a month in interest to you? What would you have to have in, say, real estate investments? We have rentals. And I know what it is, and many of you out there know, in order to have a rental cash flowing, meaning positive cash flow over and above the mortgage, the insurance, the taxes, the maintenance, the upkeep, etc., you've got some money on the hook, right? Or have a CTFO business that you know what you're doing in. Okay? Now, obviously the object then is to move up the ladder, because Clearly, there's got to be more money to be made. How do you do that? Well, you don't do it by accident, okay? You can do these two literally by accident. Life takes on its own, and there you go. In order to do this, you need what we call wind lifting your kite. Well, what does that mean? Okay, so imagine, here you are, and you want to fly a kite, get it up off the ground, okay? How do you do that? Easy, start running. How long do you have to run? As long as it takes for the wind to come up and pick your kite up and lift it up, right? And then you can stop running. What's the wind? Two things. Number one, training. If you're really wanting to build an income, you need training. And thank goodness you're in a team that's our mother lode asset, is training material, training information, and people willing to step in with you hands on. Okay, and you must be on auto ship so that you are not only a product of the product. Everybody's heard that, or most everybody. If you're really, really new, you haven't. You need to be a product of the product. When somebody says, so what does that stuff do for you? I don't know, I'd never touch it myself, isn't the right answer, right? The other thing is, people will do what you do, not what you said. They are going to magically somehow know what you're doing. Are you getting trained? Are you using that training? Are you on auto ship and using the product? They're going to know that. So you are literally teaching them by what you do. Okay, so what does it do for you? Here we are, 20% all-star. Okay, 780 people. For a lot of people, $3,510 a month replaces a day job, or at least half of a day job. You could go part-time, right? Or maybe bring one of you home. And then we have Superstar, 50-50. Half your people are working, half aren't for now. What does that do for you? Well, it's a big pay raise. $12,688 a month. And I don't want you to think, for those of you, again, who are new, are like, nobody does that. Hey, a lot of people do that, especially in CTFO, because these products are high demand, high desirability, and they work. And then Megastar. Your business took on a life of its own. Boom. That doesn't mean this was 100% duplication. It means literally people just lit on fire. And this isn't the highest income by any stretch. But for our example, $33,192 a month isn't too bad, is it? Okay, folks, so that's it. Would it be okay if you never had to go back to work again? Would it be okay if money and bills was never a worry again? Would it be okay if money decisions had nothing to do with what you eat in a restaurant, what you get for Christmas, any kind of gifts you give, any kind of charitable giving you do? Would it be okay if you could put this to work? Absolutely. So with that, I will see you on the other side. Bye for now.